This being a channel about emotional intelligence, I figure I'd go into an emotional state that I have fallen in love with in the last couple of years. It's called serenity. Ethereal, transcendent, or actualization, whatever you call it. It's probably one of the most important things that a human being, in my opinion, can come across and learn to tap into in life. The reason being, without it, life can seem awfully chaotic and depressing. Serenity to me has always been the safe space, the part of me that feels connected to the things around me, the part of me that is better able to comprehend the decisions that I've made and where I'm going potentially in life. The feeling of serenity is one that probably many of you have experienced before in your life, where you sit in a calm place, you look at something beautiful, and for a second it feels that all the tensions of the world are lifted off of your shoulders, and that you are just there in that moment, and that's enough. Now, when I go to the woods, this is something that I aspire to feel. The reason being, I think it's a good place to start from if you're going to think about where to proceed in the future. It's a nice, even-keeled spot in life that allows for a lot more inspiration to come into you and potentially a lot of negative energy to escape out of you. Your philosophies, your judgments, these things, when I've been in this state, tend to fade away. In some ways, it's a meditation. And in fact, I think, and I haven't done very much meditation practice, so to speak, in my life, but I would imagine that it's touching on something very similar. The ability to let go of our past and future and to dwell in a moment, to be mindful of it, and to really try to bask in it and really appreciate it. That's what I've been trying to do for many, many years now, and I've finally gotten to a point where I know that I can put a finger on this thing and I can vaguely define it. So this is what this video is about. What is serenity? Why is that feeling so sought after in the minds of beautiful people, of people that are charismatic, of people that are doing great things in life or make other people feel great? Why is it that so many phenomenal thinkers over the history of humankind have gone out of their way to also try to experience this? And I think it touches back to what a lot of the yogis that I've heard have said, that life is actually quite difficult. When you're a child, obviously this is kind of difficult to grasp because there's only so much that we've been through. But as we grow older, and as many of us know, life has a way of showing you that it's worth living through difficulty. Whatever comes up one day might be completely different, the emotionality of it the next day. Going to sleep at night might feel one way one day, and the next day you might not be able to fall asleep at all. There are tremendous differences day to day, hour to hour, year to year that we go through and are expected by our peers, by other human beings, and potentially even nature to persist through them, because so many other things have to persist through this change, this constant chaotic flux that occurs in our life. I've been told by people that I trust when it comes to this stuff that the happiest life is actually one of control. Where does that come from? I believe that if we do not know what we're doing with our hours or time, if we don't have say over how we spend that time, literally the way that our body moves, the way that we breathe, we feel lost, we feel helpless. Now that's a terrible feeling, and that's probably a terrible feeling for anyone in their life. Helplessness convinces us that our actions don't matter. And that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If the net gain is zero the whole time, what's the point of doing anything? However, if we take our own life into our own hands, if we decide that we want to make our days matter, and we want a certain type of emotionality in our life, then it becomes altogether different. It becomes a life, in my opinion, in the pursuit of serenity. Because in having control, having happiness, having love for ourselves makes it so that those moments that we can forget about all that, our subconscious mind, our soul can be more satisfied in those moments. Because though we don't have to think about it, our actions make us physically feel some sort of way. Whether or not you work out, whether or not you're reading, whether or not you're giving people hugs. All of these things, in my opinion, have tremendous impact on our physiology and the way that our neural network works. The formations that the agreements that we tie into our head, our mind space. And when we have the ability to control the things that we go through, the things that we want to do, our literal actions every day, when we have a way to control that, then letting go of it is so much greater. I hope you have a chance to try this out at some point in your life. Hopefully, soon after you watch this video, to go out somewhere and try to take it in. Try to enjoy your environment. Try to pay attention to the positive things that you're getting out of your visual cues, your auditory cues. Whatever it is, try to settle down and take a look at it and really try to appreciate it. For me, this often goes, my breathing slows, I look around, I walk a little slower, my facial expressions tend to be a little bit less emphasized. My mom's dad apparently always used to say to her when she had her forehead crinkled, uncrinkled his forehead. I suppose this played into some of my philosophies when it comes to tackling life even keeled. But try it out. And you'll realize that every time you get into this state, when you come back from it, you tend to take something different away from life. Something ineffable, something not explainable, something that you genuinely just have to feel. And this is why I decided to make this video today, because this entire channel, Terabify, is about emotional intelligence at the end of the day. I want y'all, I want me, I want us to be as awesome as we want to be in life. And I think a main part of that is really understanding some of the underlying subconscious currents that are occurring all the time in our souls and in our neural network, in our bodies, you name it, chakras, whatever, spirituality, right? There is immense power in believing that there are things that we do not understand as human beings, but that our intuition, sometimes our intuition tends to be more accurate than the data. Jeff Bezos said that if the data says one thing and an anecdote says another thing, when it comes to customer service, apparently the anecdote is usually right. And that type of mentality is not shared by most of society, because we want to believe in things that we can see. But our sight at the minimum, our sight doesn't see everything. Literally just, wavelengths of light, like we don't see it all. So to say to ourselves that based on what we see, hear, our senses, that is the true definition, that is the truth in the universe, I don't know, I think it's a bit short-sighted. But our feelings, the emotions that we have, our souls, probably the reason we came up with religions and singing and music and all of this, arts, there's something deeper There's something deeper in us. And I think serenity is a place to start. So I hope you found this video interesting, potentially useful. If you did, smash that like button for me. Maybe throw me a comment on when you've been experiencing serenity in your life and whether or not it's helped you. And if you have some time, check out this video over here. This is one that I made a while ago. I haven't quite chosen which one I'm going to do, but do check it out. Let me know what you think. And remember, my friend, actualize your potential. We need you. Take care.